Hello, welcome back. When we left off, we had just reconstructed this archway, which goes nowhere, but we will see about that in just a moment. We have something here that looks important. Looks like a drawing of a gem, possibly the wisdom gems like we've seen in the 5th game and the 2nd game, and the 1st game as well. And there's this pedestal here. And we see 3 slots of some kind. Now this must be where the keystones go, and if we look at this drawing again, we see where to place them. That the double circle goes on the top, the diamond on the bottom right, and then whatever this is on the bottom left. So this one goes here, this one goes there, and there. Well, that didn't do anything, but we have this slot in the middle. Looks like you could stick something in. And this valve, if we remember when we picked it up, had a really long pole attached to it. Like so. We can turn it, but nothing's happening. It's just seems like we've set it up. Maybe something else needs to happen. What else can we do? We got this light bulb, not going to use. Token, not going to use. Those are secrets. We already used the gong stick. But we do have this key. And if we remember all the way back over here, all the way, we have this box which had a keyhole. So we can just open it right here. And inside, we do find a wisdom gem, which has now been renamed to energy gem for no reason that I am aware of. But we were told wisdom gems were a good source of energy, so that's probably why the name changed here. So we can put that right in there, and this whole thing lights up. So now let's try turning this lever, and we have this blue light on the gate. Huh. And when we go in, it takes us to this other area with beautiful music. Nice. Shh, just listen. Enough of that. So this actually explains what this is doing here. Somebody, probably Murtaugh, because we had that note about him trying to find entry points, was here, and this gate must have still existed. So either he's the one that fired these guns to blow up the gate, or he was keeping them there just in case someone ever came out of this gate and then he'd gun him down. So this might have been the entry into the core, because he was trying to do something there. But we're not sure yet. We'll go in and see what happens. Ah. Music. And there's a note on a music stand. Hello, my name is Elizabeth. Welcome to my Temple of Solitude. There is a great chance that you wandered here after being tested by Murtaugh. If that is the case, I am very sorry that I couldn't get to you before him. It must have been tough on you to get through all his traps, tests, and tasks to fulfill. However, worry no more. If you can't find me in the garden, then I am at my laboratory and will be joining you Nope, that's not right. My laboratory and will be joining you shortly. That's right, this game, for some reason, the J key is like broken on Skutnik's keyboard, so like all the words with J that start with J are missing the J. I don't know if that is a meaningful thing or just a mistake, but this is the word joining. So Elizabeth must live here, some kind of temple, and also has a laboratory, and seems to be aware that we have been stuck following Murtaugh and doing his bidding. But I guess we're free of him now, and now we're going to work for Elizabeth in some way. Oh, there's more to this note. Please wait patiently here and try not to touch anything. Thank you, L. Well, we're going to touch everything. Literally everything. Run our hands all over things. Let's start by going this way. Got some more bioluminescent plants and some of that. We can click this and we read, "We the King welcome you in our south garden. Anyone who seeks peace and calmness will find it under the leaves of our blessed flora." Nice. And further in, we find another note. How could they have possibly known? How could they mimic the structure of the subnet so accurately within simple garden plans? This is completely baffling. L. So this must be the subnet, or the map of some kind, map of something that mimics the subnet. However, it's actually a real map from the real world that's been put into this game. But there's an added like blue target right here. We'll see what that means in a moment. If we head this way, we're looking now at 4 gates, but this is the only one that looks like it's functioning. And we can head in, and we are teleported to a new area. We look at the map again. This time the target has moved up here. So we were in this central part of the garden, and by going in the gate, we are moved to this spot right here. So I guess it's just a quick way to get around the garden. Though it looks like a lot of stuff has been somehow destroyed. It's not really in good condition anymore. We can head this way and grab a key. And further, we get to this wall that we can't really do anything with. This looks like an opening of some kind into the wall, but nothing we have will fit in it. So let's head back. And this time we'll go to the right. So this is a bit of a trippy one. If I click over here, I'm going to walk along this balcony to another area. And if I click in here, I'm going to go inside the building. But both of them are going to look like I've moved to the right. So just, this is going inside. This is going outside. So just keep your head around that. We the king welcome you in our winter palace. May it be home for those who seek knowledge and repel solitude. Okay, let's start out on the outside here. We can climb down this ladder and find another note. I know it is kind of ironic to dock my laboratory out here in the ruins of the Winter Palace. The king always wanted this palace to become safe haven for people of science. Here I am, my king. So Elizabeth is something of a scientist, I guess, and her laboratory is here somewhere. And the Winter Palace was meant for scientific observation, so she is continuing in some tradition, although of course nobody lives at this Winter Palace anymore. Over here, some more rubble that's just floating out in space. And we can pick this up. It's another stone key. This time is a little different. Now it's more three-dimensional-ish, and it's got a pole sticking out of it. And over here, we have something just leading up to nowhere. We can't climb these. This must be the dock that Elizabeth was just talking about here. But we have no way to access anything, any sort of laboratory here. So we're going to have to find some way to access it later. Now in here. Yay, another pamphlet. If you remember Submachine 2, these look very familiar. We come. Probably should be saying welcome. Welcome to the world's famous Winter Palace of the 4th Dynasty. Built in 1832 by Sir Henry O'Toole, a young architect, barely known at that time, merely the servant of King's master urbanist. After finishing this palace, O'Toole gained respect in modern art circles of the Western Kingdom. This Winter Palace and surrounding gardens are prime examples of anti-structural architecture freed from boundaries of material durability. Make sure you also visit the famous Kent Lighthouse built by the same architect. Thank you for coming. We hope to see you again. So I guess this is a tourist attraction now. Built in 1832. So I'm not sure if this is in real Earth years, like we actually come from the real Earth, and these are real places, and the Winter Palace is just an extra part of the world, or not, because if this is 1832, the architecture doesn't really look much like what people built in our 1832, and of course it's talking about a dynasty of some sort of civilization, and the name Henry O'Toole does not exactly sound like any sort of name from a civilization that refers to itself as a dynasty. Sounds just like a British person. So we're probably referring to some civilization that is made up here. And in fact, it is whatever civilization lives in this subnet, because the note... Oh, it's not the picture. It's the note here. How could they have possibly known to mimic the structure of the subnet? Apparently this Winter Palace and South Garden mimic the structure of the subnet, so whoever built it is very aware of the subnet, although there is nothing left of the people of that civilization. Perhaps the machines got to them. And over here's a dead end. You'd think you could use the key on this door, but there's no lock. So I'll have to find some other... Oh! about to say some other way, but as I move my mouse up here, you see something appearing at the top right of the screen. And the closer I get, the brighter it gets. Until I can actually click on it. And I'm teleported. Now you know how Murtaugh's karma portals work. You just used one. They can, in fact, transport you through different dimensions. However, the ones drawn within the core are short range. Those are the first ones he has ever drawn. A test. Baby steps, if you will. Now that you used one, please do not use them anymore. They shatter the fabric of this dimension. Murtaugh neglected that fact, and just look around where we ended. L. Well, let's discuss the implications of that note in the next video. I'll see you then. Bye.